really explosive as far as passing goes. How big is it in this game when you're talking about the secondaries?
Oh, I mean, it's whenever you talk about games like this, it's really the pressure's going to come on both offenses that they're going to feel that they've got to make it happen when they have the ball. But it's really going to come down to who can get the most defensive stops. I don't know if this is a game that you say you got to limit yards or Page is going to get the ball, Williams is going to get it. We know that. They're going to make plays. They're just too good not to. It's just you got to limit those plays, and you can't allow the 8-yard hitch to be a missed tackle in a 40-yard play. And it's just a game that you got to find ways to get off the field, whether it's a turnover, a third down conversion, a red zone stop. Somehow, some way, you got to find a way to get off the field, and that's going to be our challenge.
Is there a team you've played this year that kind of does it the way that Rockets do it?
Well, I think defensively the challenge for us is very similar to Central Michigan in terms of a team that does both well. You couldn't say with Central Michigan, geez, if you can stop the run, you got them where you want them, or if you stop the pass. Now, Toledo runs it different than Central. Central involves their quarterback so much more in the run game, whereas Toledo will run the quarterback, but they're not going to major in that. But in terms of that balance and those dilemmas, probably Central Michigan.
With the team winning 5 out of the last 6, playing well at this time of the year, you got to feel good with where you guys are.
Yeah, our guys are confident, and it's not a false confidence. And I've said this many times. We did not, when we were 1-4, we weren't playing bad football. We played some pretty good football teams, and we continued to practice well. We continued to work hard, and I think winning those 2 games late was huge for our season. Being able to beat Kent with 9 seconds left and Buffalo with 39 seconds left. I mean, those were 2 big wins, and our guys have worked hard and they've played hard, and it says a lot about a team that starts out 1-4 and then wins 5 out of 6. But our work is not done, and I don't think there's any feeling of we've done what we wanted to do this year. We know how important this game is to consider our season successful.
In terms of turnover margin, you guys, I believe, +1. The Rockets are -10. In terms of how do you feel about the way you've taken care of football this year?
In some games, the last 2 weeks, it's been a big plus for us. Certainly, last week we won it 1-0. The week before that at Miami, it was obviously a huge factor in the game. And in the games that we've won that, we've usually if you win the turnover battle, you're going to win the game. But certainly, the Central Michigan game, that probably cost us the game. Those red zone turnovers that we had. So, it's one of those issues, and it's really with everything you do in a football program, you never feel you're there. You can win 10 out of 10, and you're so focused on winning the next game. You never feel that your player behavior is, okay, now you have it where it needs to be. There are things with this job that you can never, ever relax on. I don't care if you're undefeated. There's always more things to do and other ways to get better. And that's what we're focused on is, it's week 12 and we need to get better. There are some things that we do right now that Toledo can exploit if we don't get better this week in practice. And if we can get better at those things, we certainly help our chances of winning this football game. But, a lot of times you look at a season, well, geez, they won 5 out of 6, they're playing better. You never relax, because we see the holes and we see the warts far clearer than anybody else does. And we want to make sure we get those things corrected.
Coach, it's been a great run that you have. And besides winning a couple games late, is there something you did differently as far as your staff or the way you evaluate your guys or the way you practice? Was there some football trait or attribute that kicked in, that got everybody on the same page and, hey, we can do this? Was there something tangible that you can say, you put your hand on and you say, hey, we did this?
Stay the course. I mean, I thought what we were doing early in the season was good because we lost some close football games. We weren't going to hit a panic button. I believed we were practicing well, and I thought we were getting better. And if you do those things right, eventually the wins are going to come. So we stayed the course. And we had a new offensive system. We had a new defensive system. And if we then started changing all that on the players, it's just going to become more confusing. And I think, we are playing faster now. I think guys have a better feeling for what the systems are, and that's always the case when you're the first year in a program.
Right.
I mean, look at the national landscape of first-year head coaches. How many of them are having?
Right.
There's a reason jobs open, and when there's transition,
Right.
as much as there might be some initial excitement with it, would you rather be at a place that they've run the same offensive system for 8 years? I mean, that's really what builds a great program. I mean, how much better is Florida at running the spread now than Urban Meyer's first year? The more you do the same thing, it's the same terminology, it's the same assignments, the faster players play. And, it should get better within the course of the season, and it should get better from year to year. Now, obviously, your talent level is going to impact that as well. But we got, when we were running 4 guys, we're not a bad football team. If you keep practicing hard, we are going to win games. I can't promise you how many, but I know this: if we take our foot off the gas, it'll never happen. And our guys kept their foot on the gas. That's a good one. Good analogy there. Foot on the gas. Without our student reporters here, I get no affirmation at all.